Inner Circle podcast. I'm your host, Catherine Witcher, and I just got done doing 2 live trainings today for Master IEP Coaches. Now, this second training that I did, I'm going to share with you 3 takeaways that those who were in the training told me were big aha moments for them. So, the Master IEP Coach Mentorship is for parents, teachers, admins, and therapists who want to bring new solutions to the IEP table. Some Master IEP coaches become Master IEP coaches just for themselves. They're like, I want all the Master IEP coach things because I want to be the best at my IEP table. Some people join the Master IEP Coach Mentorship because they want to learn everything for themselves and they want to learn how to run a business to help others through the IEP process. So I've been doing this for over 25 years. I worked one-on-one with clients for majority of my career, but around 2017, I had enough people saying like, hey, can you teach us to do what you do? We want to be that person for other people. Like we want to be the go-to problem solver. And I said, yes. And that's where Master IEP Coach was born. So today we are in the middle of one of our live cohorts. So I do these a few times a year to help you become a Master IEP Coach. And there's a link below here where you can click on and see when the next cohort is starting. But our live cohort today, we had a big training and I asked at the end, what are some takeaways? What are some big aha moments? What are some things that you can't wait to dig into as a Master IEP Coach and further work on your Master IEP Coach journey? So let me share those 3 things with you. The first one was general education teachers participating more inside of the IEP process and how to make that happen. We talk specifically about strategies when it comes to general education teachers having responsibility for pieces of the IEP that typically they're not delegated out. It's a situation inside of our schools that is still very common where special education is kind of one side of the school and general education is the other side. It's like there's this wall between the two, and there shouldn't be. Because here's the deal: ideal law is a federal law. It says that the districts must provide this free and appropriate public education. It's up to the district to help delegate out those responsibilities and to make sure that the special education teachers are not the only ones responsible for things like data collection or supporting inclusion. This takes an entire school community, and there are specific strategies that we work on inside of the Master IEP Coach Mentorship to make this come true, to bring this to fruition, to really take down that division and help just more schools really adopt more of that. These are all of our kids instead of these are the special education students and these are the regular education students. And there's that divide a lot of times with teachers, but we absolutely can break that down. But there's a very strategic process to make that happen. So that was one of the big aha moments that came away today, is that we have quite a few teachers who are inside of the program. And many of those teachers are also parents of students who have IEPs. And they're like, I want to work on really bringing together general education and regular education and making everybody accountable, and not just accountable of you have to do this, accountable and excited and really diving in to this process so everyone can be part of the progress that absolutely can happen. So that was aha number 1. Aha number 2, burnout boundaries is something that I talk about inside of our Master IEP Coach Mentorship. And this is how do we set up an IEP so it is sustainable? How do we set up an IEP to make sure that it is not so jam-packed with goals? And yes, we have seen IEPs that have 46 goals, 51 goals, or goals that are so intense that it leaves absolutely zero room for a teacher to really work on, or I should say, try out even what might work even better than what's in the IEP. Sometimes we slam IEPs so full of strategies or IEP goals that there's no room to breathe for the staff or for the child. It's constantly just work, 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 and check the boxes, check the boxes. And we don't have space for some organic or natural learning to happen. There's absolutely ways that we can prioritize what's in the IEP, move the child towards the biggest goals that they need to achieve, create this domino effect of progress and meeting milestones, and still have space in the day for the teacher and the student to build their relationship, to have some organic learning. It's all possible, but you have to know how to prioritize the IEP goals. Which ones do you prioritize? Which ones do you let go? And then how do you structure the day to make this happen? Again, it's all possible. The third aha moment was that you can have a home to school communication plan put into the IEP. Many of you have experienced this, no matter what role you have at the IEP table. But there's been an experience where perhaps the parent had a lot of contact with a teacher, and then the school year changes, right? We go into the next school year, and the teacher's like, well, I don't connect with parents on a weekly basis, or I don't do this, or that's not our rhythm that we have. And sometimes there can be this pushback and kind of like a push-pull conversation between home and school about how much communication does there need to be. So it's important for us to really fine tune what type of home to school communication at minimum. I'm not looking for maximum. I'm not even necessarily always looking to put the ideal communication plan. At minimum, how much communication should be happening between home and school? Where should we document that? What should that documentation look like inside of the IEP? Those are things that we cover inside of our Master IEP Coach Mentorship, because never, ever should a parent feel like they're not an equal member of the IEP team. And we have to respect teacher boundaries too, and how much they can communicate, and how often they're going to communicate. What is this going to look like? But it's absolutely possible. I've never met a situation where it's not possible. I'm not saying somebody didn't have to compromise, but it's absolutely possible to set up successful home to school communication plans and have them put into the IEP. So then this way, we don't have this constant negotiating every year. Instead, we just have some stable communication between home and school, so we can make sure that the child is getting their free and appropriate public education to meet their unique needs and prepare them for further education, employment, and independent living. So those were the 3 aha moments from today. I hope to see you in our next Master IEP Coach Mentorship. I'll see you guys next time.